They're all repossessions. Every single one of those cars got ripped away from whoever owned it because they didn't own it and they couldn't pay for it. Or maybe they didn't make a mistake at all. And maybe there was a pandemic. But the car world and the car industry is the biggest place for you to lose money and go in debt and be screwed. What's up, people? So today is the day, or the first time in my lifetime, that I can talk about a topic that's important that I think everybody's actually going to get here in America. So currently, I am driving a $3,000 Porsche that's nearly 40 years old. And that is the apex of this entire video I'm going to do. But check it out. I'm literally just driving to work in the rain and sleet in this old Porsche that I bought for $3 grand and fixed up for another $1,000. So the question remains, on my YouTube channel, why am I messing around with this old $3,000 Porsche that most people would stick their nose up? Why do I buy a Toyota MR2 for $2,500 and fixed up? I'm gonna get to my destination to show you guys something I think is gonna make your jaws drop, and you're all gonna get it, especially young people. And I think it's gonna make my grandfather and everybody from the World War II generation proud, so let's go. All right, guys, we are here. So there's the 944, looking good. Not bad for only having $4 grand in it. Gets me around in style, and I like it. It's not going to depreciate anymore, and I can fix it if need be. That's the most important part. But look behind it. There is a bunch of nice cars that normal people would love to have and drive. And there's some in there that are pretty fancy. They're all repossessions. Every single one of those cars got ripped away from whoever owned it because they didn't own it and they couldn't pay for it. And they ended up upside down because they either lost their job, got lazy, made bad life decisions, or maybe they didn't make a mistake at all. And maybe there was a pandemic and the government made you shut down everyone's houses for the safety of the general populace. Yeah, they'll shut it down for the safety, but it doesn't mean you won't be screwed in a time like that. So if anybody out there ever gives you crap because you drive a car like my 944 that you or I can both easily afford and fix and maintain ourselves, and you're proud of it because they went out and got a big loan to get a car, or maybe they're leasing it, they don't even own it, it's basically renting it and they're throwing money away. Remember that. So tell you what, let's go inside and I'd like to talk a little more. So in here, all of these vehicles have one thing in common. There's no loans or leases. So the Viper is my car. I've had it for a very long time. It's got nearly 100,000 miles, and I maintain it and I drive it. And it's even been wrecked once and fixed. And I can maintain it and own it. And if it doesn't work and it has to sit in a garage, other than potentially insurance and taking up space, it doesn't cost me anything. This Scirocco I bought for $3,800 because I wanted to fix it up and enjoy it. It has a nice little engine, it has parts, and there's all kinds of people that can help you. And a reasonable hobbyist with basic tools can maintain that car forever on the very cheap. And that's a car that a young person or anybody could reasonably afford and fix up. The 928, it's got 32,000 miles and it's the rare 5-speed. And I bought it for $4,500. And I'm fixing it up with my own 2 hands and elbow grease. And I don't owe anybody anything on it. And I'm making it better, and I'm fixing it up, and I can maintain it myself, and I can learn. And if I don't know how to fix something, I can go on the internet and figure it out. And over here, for the YouTube channel, is the 1987 Toyota MR2. And some of you guys may have noticed, it's polishing all out. It was a junky car nobody cared about that sat out. If you look at it, all the paint was oxidized before, and now it looks gorgeous. So the wheels are off, we're painting them. I'm gonna clean up all the ground effects and fix all the rust and put it on, and it's going to be a great car. And I bought it for $2,500. So I'm saying this to all you people out there and you young people, by no means is this a flex. I'm a car guy, I've been building cars forever. But the car world and the car industry is the biggest place for you to lose money and go in debt and be screwed. And that's exactly why right over there, there's a whole lot of cars that are repossessed, because those people were upside down in them. And I can tell you right now, all those people there, and tens of thousands across America, Canada, Europe, everywhere else that are in debt up to their eyeballs on any card, from a Ford to a Chevy, a Mercedes, a Camaro, Corvette, it doesn't matter. Maybe it's even a Lamborghini, are wishing they didn't have those payments when the government shuts down your businesses and quarantines you, and you're screwed. And that's important, and I'm excited that I can actually bring this topic up right now, because if I brought it up 5 years ago, 10 years ago, in the teens, in the aughts, in the 90s, in the 80s, nobody would listen to me, except all the people still left over from the World War II, Korea, and Vietnam generation that remember when things go bad, it's good to know how to work on something with your tools, it's good to not be in debt, it's good to own land and your own stuff. And I really think that's important to bring up to young people. I know a brilliant young person who's just starting his career. He doesn't have a great job. He's got a $40,000 car that he doesn't own. What happens when he loses his job? Wouldn't you rather be able to buy food on your table or help out somebody? Wouldn't you rather be able to afford a house to live in? But our culture, Instagram in the last 10 years has exploded the exotic car world. Prices have exploded. People have gone through the roof and freaked out. Classic cars, you can get a loan for a classic car left, right, and center. The auctions, the magazines, everything have made it so easy for you to go in debt to get a car you think you need that's fancy, to keep up with the Joneses, to keep up with everybody at Cars and Coffee when it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This Viper, bad car, beautiful, everybody likes it. But you know what? 15 years ago, nobody cared because it was a has-been exotic and I drove it every day. But I still loved it. Now it's kind of come back around, people like it. But truthfully, my red 944 that's sitting outside, I have just as much fun driving around it. It's a great car. I bought it for $3,000. And if the 944 or this MR2 or this Scirocco or all these silly little 80s cars that nobody cares about anymore, if I only could own one of those cars and nothing else, at a time like this, during a pandemic everywhere, when businesses are tanking, the economy's in the gutter, I would rather just have one of those than put all my effort into trying affording some Ferrari or Mercedes or new car. Because at that point, do you really think the automotive industry, that bank, or your credit union is going to give you good grace when a pandemic happens and shuts everything down? No way. You'll be screwed. And I know right now, my grandfather, if he sees this from World War II that remembers the Depression, is like, yeah, get him! It's true, guys. It's true. So I'm not doing this to be negative and beat up on you. I'm doing this for the young people out there. Do not be blinded by shiny exotic cars and Instagram and YouTube. You have to make good choices with your life and not put yourself in a position to be hammered. Because the United States, everything's been too good for too long. Anybody can get loans for anything. Look real big and flashy and rich and important when they don't really own anything. So I'll tell you one other aspect here too. This was 7 years ago. I put everything I could into getting the one car I wanted in the world, a 1982 Countach, which was kind of ragged out back then. It was everything I owned. But that was before Instagram and everybody went crazy. It wasn't worth that much. Because nobody wanted a cantankerous piece of crap, complicated Italian supercar from way back in the day. Because they're a cantankerous piece of crap. They're expensive, and they're hard to fix, and not that fast. But I liked it because I was a car guy, and I was okay with fixing stuff like that. And I had it for a while, and restored it mechanically and everything. Finally sold it because I wanted to start Genius Garage. Yeah, 501c3. I know, all the private equity and wealth manager jackwagons out there that are right now, well, that's stupid, you can't make any money off that. Oh, I'm not getting richer. Screw you. I actually wanted to make the world a better place because the American educational system sucks, doesn't give young people any practical experience. You can graduate as an engineer without ever turning a screwdriver. And industry is suffering for it too, and I knew how to do something about it. So yeah, I got rid of my Countach and other things so I could do a nonprofit and not get paid for the last year. And I'm a little ranty right now, but I believe in this stuff and I care. But I can tell you this. It's really hurt in the last couple of years because it's taken great personal sacrifices to build Genius Garage. And I can tell you there is absolutely no way I would have been able to take those swings and make that happen for the betterment of the future, the betterment of young people, and the betterment of this country if I was in debt up to my eyeballs or I couldn't work on things with my own two hands. It couldn't have happened. But in the meantime, in the last 7 years, that Countach, because of price inflation and it being too good and the nature of the entirety of the exotic car world and classic car world, was inflated to nearly 8 times, get it, 8 times what I sold it for. And that was everything I owned in the world. If I still had that car and didn't do Genius Garage, I could have theoretically sold it and bought a really nice house, a Murcielago, paid the capital gain, everything. And my life would have been a lot better, and I'd probably better eat better and have less feeling like I'm going to have a heart attack and stress all the time. But here's the truth of the matter. Now, while everything is tanking, do you really think those exotic cars' values are going to stay that high? Do you really think anybody's going to care about those fancy things that were so important when everything was too good? No. But something is different, and I want young people to realize this. Genius Garage exists, and you can't get rid of it. The formula exists. We're changing the world. We're changing the car world. We're making a movement. Young people are getting cars that nobody else would let them touch. The person bought the Greenwood Corvette for $5,000. The baby boomer in Canada that's donating a '67 Cyclone to a young person. The other people that want to donate, that didn't happen before. And Genius Garage, you know how many students of mine graduated getting 6-figure jobs because of this? It's powerful. So you know what? As much as it hurt that I don't have my Countach and I'm not in a better position personally, honestly, right now, even though the world's crumbling around me and you can't go out and you can't see anybody and every businesses are shut, and all the politicians will pat themselves on the back when this blows over and gets well because they saved everybody, and nobody's really going to have anything positive happen for their businesses, and we're all going to have to climb out of this together. At least I made choices that I could afford to do with my own 2 hands and not be screwed. So my rant and the things I'm talking about, I just want young people to realize the value of $1. The civilized world is not guaranteed. There's 1,000,001 things that can mess it up. And there's so many more important things than YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or having some shiny car to go to Cars and Coffee with. I'm not knocking any of these things. They're important. They're important for us to connect. I'm connecting with you with YouTube right now, hopefully providing some sort of worthwhile life value or meaning. Connect Genius Garage to it. Help young people. And you know what? I like my shiny car. I enjoy it. And there's nothing wrong with that. But don't live beyond your means. I don't want to see you have a car repossessed, because that's not going to help any of us go anywhere when something like this pandemic hits. There's a heck of a lot of people that see that now. This poor old dumb MR2 that people didn't care that's rusting, this is going to be a beautiful car with a little more elbow grease and whatnot, and I'm not going to have much money in it. And you know what? It's going to be just as fun as the Countach I had. I swear to you. Possibly more. Because I'll be able to drive it even harder and not worry about it, and I can fix everything easily. It's cool looking. It might even be as exciting as the Lancia Stratos I wish I could afford. So I should probably end this rant, but it's from the heart and it's honest and it's true. And right now the United States and the rest of the world is in a world of hurt. Financially, emotionally, socially, and nobody knows what's coming next. So I hope you guys get it. It's good to own your own stuff. You don't have to live beyond your means. Help others if you're in a position to. Because the truth be told, the reason I started Genius Garage, nobody got it forever. They're like, what's Genius Garage? This is a scam? Why would a 30-some-year-old guy sell his exotic cars to do something for young people? I'll tell you why. Because no one else was. And I had the fun I wanted to have as a young person. I got to have the things I wanted. I got to do all the playthings and have all the silly adventures. And I wanted to make something change for the world. So if all you ever do is chase money, like the private equity and wealth manager type people that I beat up on, and yeah, there's some good ones, but there's a lot of crappy ones and I've run into and I know them. So I like beating up on them because those people only really exist for the sake of money. And at the end of the day, when everything crashes and goes to pot, who are they and what have they done for the world and where are you going? I wanted to do something that mattered for the world, and that's why I did Genius Garage. And it still exists, even in the middle of a pandemic. So when we come back, the world will still be a better place because of Genius Garage. And I guess I really don't care if I have some overly fancy car or I'm in debt just to keep up with a bunch of other people who didn't really matter anyway. All right, guys. Hope you got something out of this. Please share it. Share it with young people. Share it with car people. Let's all reset and regroup together. Make the future better. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and naturally that you will subscribe, but please click that bell so I can continue to bring you wholesome and entertaining automotive content. Also, a huge thanks to Avalon King ceramic coating. They're supporting this channel and making this all possible. But more importantly, I'm looking forward to using it on all of my vehicles, including my old dirt bike. Ceramic coating bonds directly to the surface of your paint, trim, and plastics to give a long-lasting shine that beats all waxes. It lasts for years and it's easy to maintain. I've got it on my Viper right now, and my car has never looked this good. So give them a try. Again, thanks for watching, and I look forward to see you next time.